All right. What's up, everyone? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Jumping in this morning because we are at a pivotal crossroad in AMC. I believe, and everything I say is just my opinion. No factual evidence and a lot of this stuff. And if there is factual evidence, I'm not providing it because I'm just showing you my face. And uh, but I believe right now where we're sitting at in that 298 297 range in AMC. It's still a good buy for me. We are at a crossroads though. I'm seeing a lot of people kind of feeling like that I guess that bummer feeling. They're feeling down and out. And I'm not sure. I don't know why. I personally, because I guess I have so much faith in what I hold, and I've got enough DD in it to where I don't really feel. Um, I guess I don't feel depressed or bummed about it, just because I know I guess if you know kind of what you feel like you know is going on in the background and shit, it doesn't bother you because you could just it's like when you know, but if you go to a magician's show and if you've watched a tutorial and you see how the magician's doing the trick, it loses its luster. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of us know how they're doing the trick, so it's just like, oh, okay, well, keep, you know, doing what you're doing until, I just know it can't last forever. Um, can it last a long time? Hell yeah, it can. It's been lasting a long time. Um, uh, but I don't feel any fear, any worry, and I guess that's also partially due to the fact that um, I'm not putting more money in than I'm willing to lose. A lot of people will look at I've posted the amounts I've put in, thousands of dollars, and it is a lot of money. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it like, oh, that's not a lot of money but for me, it's what am I willing to put in to risk reward type thing. But like I said, it does remind me of a magician. You ever watch any of those shows where you see the tutorial and you see the magician show you how they do the trick? That's kind of how I feel with this. I feel like I know the trick. I'm not worried about it just because I know that it is a trick. It's an illusion. You know what I mean? Um, Realistically, I know that this play is not sitting where it's sitting. There's no for me. There's no possible way. Just for the fact that you can look at other stocks that have it worse than AMC and they're not sitting like this. You know what I'm saying? And also for the fact that I just know how much I buy. I know how much people I know personally buy more than me. There's someone I know that recently jumped in and he's started getting into it, and he showed me his position the other day. He first bought in a couple $1,000s. He threw another couple $1,000s and another couple $1,000s. I'm like, damn, he's already caught up. He's got more shares than me, obviously. But he's already put more money than I have in the years I've been in here. So there's people I know like that are putting money in personally. There's people I know like me that are just putting little bits and pieces in. Um, and that's just in my small little area, a population of 50,000 where I live. Obviously, there's a couple little towns attached to it, you know what I mean? But you got to look at that. Like, there's people all over the place doing this, not just America. Um, so a lot of people are kind of buying into the fear. That's the problem with I do I'm not trying to talk trash about people that make videos and whatnot, but you get a lot of influencers that don't really know what they're talking about and they're just upset or they're stressed out and they start talking trash about the company or the CEO or whatever, and their followers listen to that and they take it with them and they really take it to heart. Like they genuinely believe a lot of this stuff that they're guessing. They're guessing that that's why Adam Aaron's diluting. They're guessing that that's why they sold the Antera at that horrible price. They're guessing that a lot of the things I like I said, personally I can't vouch for the man. I can't just go in and say, oh my God, Adam Aaron's such a good guy. I love him as a person. But what I can say is he's keeping the business moving forward. It's progressive. It's good things are happening with the business. So for me, as a shareholder, I might not think, oh, okay, he's trying to force a squeeze, but he's trying to keep the business alive. As long as the business is alive, as they say, thriving and surviving, or I think it was survive then thrive. I think we're in the thrive time now. Um, as long as that's going on, things in the background are going to continue to move and move and move, and eventually, in my opinion, they will lose control or have no other choice but to let this thing fly, rip. But I see a lot of people that are involved with this play that I think that they're going to wind up belling at a price that I don't think is, for me personally, not a good sell point. But I can see the discouragement. I can see people, literally just repeating what other YouTubers say. I'll hear a YouTuber say something, and then all of a sudden you see it in my comment section. It's like the same word for word type thing, instead of just going out and doing their own research or hearing what they're saying. And you know, it is what it is. So, um, you've got your choices. You don't have to be an AMC, or you can be. There's really no other. You can do it or you don't. You don't have to believe in the DD, or you don't have to do DD, and you don't have to jump in the play. For me personally, I've done my DD, I've done my research. I believe in what I hold, and I believe, like I said, it's worth the money that I've invested. Um, Obviously, I took a bigger position in GameStop today. I'm not saying it's going to jump up immediately because I'm not a financial advisor, but I do think GameStop has some upside potential. It's one of those ones that I've been in a little bit, but I haven't really added to my portfolio, to my position in it. So I've added to there. I started added back into my C3 AI, back into my SoundHound, back into BBAI. BBAI is kind of more of a tricky one, so that one I'd be a little more careful with. But a lot of the AIs I've jumped back in. Obviously, the long-term holds, Apple, um, all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean? So as far as the price goes, you're gonna have this low price. I've noticed the lower the price, the more FUD, the more shills, the more trolls come out. And I do believe that's because they're like, damn, why are these motherfuckers still buying this shit? You know what I mean? Like, why? Stop buying, please. Send out the trolls. So at this point, it's for me, it's a great buy. I'm gonna continue buying. Bought some more this morning. Um, for me, that's how I've played every play I have, though. When it's in the red, I buy. When it's in the green, I hold or sell. So that's just how it works for me. You are going to get a lot of FUD, but the more FUD, the merrier, I say, because it shows you something. You don't have a lot of, I guess, a lot of trolls and stuff like this when it's I don't know, man. AMC is just another monster, man. Like, I think there is actual people. There's actually shills. There's actual trolls, and then there's actual people that just don't um, do any DD. They're just kind of there to they're not even getting paid to talk shit. That's the funny part. You know what I mean? So, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own opinion. You're entitled to it. So looking at the price drop, I don't believe I don't believe they've added to the dilution yet. I don't know if they have or not, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like more manipulation on the price, which obviously I have no factual evidence. I'm not a financial advisor, but to me it looks like the price is being dropped by market pullbacks, uh, natural pullbacks. But I also believe there's some, as soon as the news came out when AMC wasn't profitable, it had a good earnings, but obviously when you have cash burn like that, they can take the price and run it down and have a reason to say, oh, it's because of cash burn, it's because of this, it's because of that. But I firmly believe that we are looking at. I've said it for a long time. We're probably still about a year away before we start seeing any big movement. I'm not saying there's gonna be a squeeze or a MOAS, but as far as a nice move up, fundamentally, I've said it before. Q1, Q2, probably not going to be so good. Q3, you'll probably see a pull up. Q4, I think we should be smooth running, and then next year there's the movie slate is insane. So there's a couple things I'm doing. Still, I still buy random stuff. I don't have an AMC theater near me, but obviously I still support the company. I buy gift cards. I buy popcorn when I can. I go to the theater. You got to kind of have a fair amount of both. If you're in the company, if you're in the investment and you like the company, then yeah, you got to buy a shot. You got to buy your shares and you got to support the company. But you do what you can as well. You don't, like I said, you don't ever spend more than you're willing to lose. So, um, comment section. Oh, oh yeah, of course we got trolls losing thousands. Oh man, who's gonna tell them AMC is trash? AMC. Yep. So, um, we ignore those ones. NFT Zone. We own and operate digital market company that deals with crypto a lot. We love development side. So that's the other thing too. I know a lot of like people were talking about just today how um, the DTCC involved with crypto, how that would cause a MOAS, and personally, I don't know if that would be the black swan or catalyst. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but I think that's almost feels like another shill tactic to be like, oh, if it doesn't squeeze because of this, it never will. And I heard that in my comments. I saw that in another person's comment, and then I saw it on a Facebook post. So that's another way of kind of, I guess, trying to shake people off. Be like, oh, this is it. This is a last resort. If this doesn't squeeze it, then nothing will. So for me personally, I'm not only here for a squeeze. I would love for a squeeze, and that's what I believe my DD leads me to, where it could possibly, very possibly squeeze. But I also just like the stock. I like the company. I like where they're moving. Um, there's just a lot of good things to like. I mean, the price right now, if you're just a regular investor and you don't believe any of that shit, just the price right now, fundamentally, it's like, oh my God, I'm jumping in. So without any of that involved, I've averaged down quite a bit in most of my positions. I would definitely look at, if I'm an investor and I'm not looking for a squeeze, I'm still looking at a company like this, like, oh damn, this is a potential to make some money on the side. Anyways, I don't know what we're trading at right now, but I'm gonna check real quick. It might freeze for a sec. Okay, my bad. So AMC is trading at $2.98. It's got a bounce to the upwards. Probably, today you're probably not going to see. I believe that it's since AMC announced that they have not finished dilution, they've only done a very small portion of it. I believe that price is going to be low for a while. They're trying to get people out. They're trying to scare people that there might be another reverse split. They're trying to scare people that there's Chapter 11 possibility, even though we know there's not. It's just all, to me, like I said, you watch a magician, you see their tricks, that loses its luster. So that's where I'm at. All right, NFT says we own, operate crypto. A lot of love aside. Crypto actually needs actual use, because in the real world, security to survive. Meme coins I'm speaking of. So yeah, the meme coins and crypto's for me is just a way to kind of bounce in and out and make money. Obviously, there's fees involved. So with the meme coins, I don't get too greedy with those. I know people are like, I'm holding them to the moon, ironically, because, obviously I'm an AMC holder, so the joke could make itself, but I'm not, but I do believe with crypto coins, I've bounced in and out quite a bit. With Shiba, with a lot of those coins like Milady, I've made decent profits, and I'm not talking thousands of $1,000s, but I make 100 here, 50 here, 150 here, 20 here, 30 here. And I'm just watching it and just getting in and out. You know what I mean? So I bounce in and out of these coins, and you can make a decent profit. I mean, just this last few months, I've made, I wouldn't say how much I made, but a good chunk of money. Definitely paid off what I've put into AMC and GME combined, at least. Juke joined Jordan. Got my average down to 980, over 2,200 shares. That's what's up, man. I've got my average is, my biggest average, my highest average is in my Fidelity account, and it's sitting at like 1690 or something like that. It's up there almost at $17. That's the one I probably should be focusing all my energy on, but I kind of spread the shares around. But my lowest average is, well, obviously I opened a brokerage account through my bank recently, and I bought in at like 240. And then I bought some more at like 270. So my average there is very low, but I don't have many shares in there. Probably about a dozen shares there. That's all I got. But all in all together, my average is probably sitting around like 13 bucks, if I had to guess. I haven't done the math on it because I'm not really done buying at this point. So I'm just working it down. I'll probably do the math on it once I get my, if I can get my Fidelity down to around like $15-14, then I'll start kind of averaging it out, because I've got a couple of brokers I don't show on my posts, is because I want to keep one personal, one I can't screenshot, and the other one I just announced. It's only a dozen shares in that one. So Yeah, with the crypto coins, and I know some people that make a full on living. That's all they do is crypto, crypto. And I tell them about the market, like, nah, I ain't messing with that, you know. So I get a lot of these dudes be trying to send me some information too, and I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, what? They did what now? What? I don't even understand. I'm just making a few bucks here and there, so I'm not against it, but I'm not educated enough to speak too much on it. You know, I just know that personally, I know how to make a few bucks off of it. I know that for me, Bitcoin, I bought in very low. And every time I've sold, I've kind of regretted it because it keeps going up. So I'm just kind of holding on to that one for a while. Um, you know, Ethereum, I sold a little bit yesterday or the day before. I can't remember when it was. Not a lot, a couple $100 worth, and still saved a few hundred in there. But those are my main positions. Like, you know, the big ones, I guess, are the ones I hold the most of. But the meme coins, I've jumped in and out of. The biggest one I jumped out of recently was Shiba, but the reason is because I held a bag on Shiba for like 3 years. And I just kept averaging down that whole time, kind of like what I'm doing with AMC, just averaging down, averaging down, averaging down. And then when it popped this, you know, maybe a month or two ago, I sold quite a bit of it, and then I just kept selling. I got lucky on Shiba. I sold at the top for the most shares I sold at the very top, which never happens. So I feel like, you know, I felt lucky on it, but I also felt good for the fact that I had the conviction to hold it long enough to know that it would have an upside again. But now Shiba, I've only got about 4 or 5 million coins left because I've just been selling, 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 selling. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna hold this. I think it's 4 million coins. I'm gonna hold them 4 million and just see where it takes me now. You know, I've already made tons of profit off of it, and it is what it is. Um, Looking at AMC right now. I need to look at a better chart because I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth on my phone. But we're gonna probably stay around this $3 range, bouncing in and out that 301. It would be nice to get a bounce to the upside, but I would not be surprised to end the day in red. And if we do end in green, it'll probably just not be very, very much over what we ended yesterday, in my opinion. I don't have a price prediction on it yet because I'm not really looking at charts. I'm just log on to my wife's computer, I guess. I'm doing 25 a week with AMC till the end of the year. That's you know, you got to have your own do how you want to do it. That's how I look at it. You know, like with me and AMC, um, it's just been consistently buying. I don't know when the last time I haven't bought was. It's just been buy, buy, buy for me. Um, so what I do is I buy on a daily basis, but I buy very lightly. Like today, it never fails. I think it's Murphy's law. Like every time I want to buy, or when the price dips under that three, where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna load up. Those are the days where I'm like, oh my god, I paid this off, or I have this bill, or right now my mom's kind of going through some stuff, so I'm trying to put money aside for her, you know, medical expenses and stuff like that. So, you know, today I probably bought 10 shares total, maybe 11, something like that. But with that price, I was looking at it like, oh my god, why? You know, I think the other day I bought like 40 when it was at like 340. This is how it works. But for me, it doesn't bother me. I'm just buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. I have, like I said, faith. I have conviction in my DD. I have faith in my DD, and I believe where I'm sitting is not where I want to be. I want more. But once I get to a point where I feel comfortable with how many shares I have, I'm not against just holding and not buying. So I understand why some people do that. I don't tell anyone to buy or hold or how to handle their financial situation. But I do think that right now these prices are very low. I don't think they're going to be here forever. And I think once they get back up to that $5, $6, $7 range, volume will slow down because even for me, right, you know, I'll still buy at that range, but even for me, like right now, sitting at that $3, $4 range, $2 range, it's like, oh man, you can load up. You know what I mean? Once you start seeing that, you know, $7 a share, something like that, $6 a share, it's not a lot, but it starts. You're like, man, he's getting spoiled. We're getting spoiled with these prices. I'll say that. So I'll jump on some charts. I'll bring my laptop with me at the shop. I got some stuff going on today. So we'll try to go over some charting. I figured out the program how you can kind of look at what I'm looking at off of my laptop, so I'll try to get on there and kind of show you what I'm looking at. There's tons of gap fills I want to go over. MOAS or not, believing it or not, we have got gap fills all the way up to like $40. Well, probably even more, but just off of what I was looking at last night, there's gap fills all the way up. I mean, you got some at 7, some at 10, 11. I can't remember what it is. I'll go look at it and kind of show you what I'm looking at. Worst case scenario, I can just do a screen record off my phone. But I'll show you the gap fills I'm looking at, some of the DD I'm looking at, some of the charts that why I'm, where I'm at. So anyways, y'all have a good day. Be blessed. I'll jump back in later. Have a good day. Peace.